Welcome to the mysterious and captivating world of Ann-Margret, where her captivating beauty and extraordinary talent have created an indelible icon. In the turbulent 1960s, she not only captivated millions of audiences, but also made Hollywood respect her with her fiery and mysterious love affairs. Ann-Margret, with her irresistible charm, attracted the attention of the most powerful men, from famous movie stars to famous politicians. Immerse yourself in her passionate love stories and enchanting life, where every moment is filled with emotions and desires. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to discover more fascinating and mysterious stories. Ann-Margret's childhood was truly a magical story, starting on April 28, 1941, when she was born in a peaceful village called Valsjöben, Sweden. This was a land of loggers and farmers, where the air was clean and life was simple. However, her life was not all peaceful days, as her family went through great challenges when her parents decided to emigrate to the United States. After World War II, the whole family reunited and started a new life in a free country full of opportunities. From a young age, Ann-Margret showed outstanding talent in dancing. Her mother, a talented and supportive woman, personally sewed sparkling costumes for her performances, making her shine on stage. As a teenager, Ann-Margret made a splash on popular television shows such as Morris B. Sack's Amateur Hour and Don McNeil's Breakfast Club, proving that the spotlight had always been calling her. Not stopping there, Ann-Margret joined the Sutletons and took her singing and dancing to Las Vegas. It was there that she caught the attention of George Burns, who recognized her great potential. Ann-Margret was not just a talented young girl, but a rising star, laying a solid foundation for a glittering career that would take her closer to the pinnacle of fame. Ann-Margret began her music career at RCA Victor, where she quickly made an impression with her sexy, powerful voice that captivated listeners from the first time. However, what made Ann magical was not only her voice, but also her captivating beauty. She was not only a singer, but also a musical icon, making audiences admire her. With the ability to express deep emotions through each song, Ann-Margret attracted a large fan base right from the beginning of her career. Her first albums took Ann-Margret to new heights, making her not only a singer, but also a star in the music industry. She collaborated with the Jordan Group, the famous backing vocalists of Elvis Presley. This combination immediately made people compare her to the king of rock. With RCA Victor's smart marketing strategy, Ann-Margret was quickly established as a rising star, poised to become one of Hollywood's biggest names. After gaining attention in the music industry, Ann-Margret decided to expand her career into film. She debuted in the legendary Frank Capra film Pocketful of Miracles, alongside the iconic Bette Davis. Although the film did not create the huge shock that was expected, the real mark in her career was the 1962 remake of the musical State Fair. Ann-Margret auditioned for the female lead with her innocent and bright beauty, but within minutes, the studio executives realized that she was too attractive for the role. They decided to give her the role of the female villain, and this was one of the best decisions in Hollywood history. The film was a moderate commercial success, and also helped Ann-Margret rise to stardom on par with Marilyn Monroe. This transformation marked a maturity not only in her career, but also in her personality. From an innocent girl to a seductive woman, Ann-Margret proved that she could master any field. Ann-Margret was not only a shining star, but also a living symbol of charm and femininity. She brought a contradictory image, both innocent and irresistibly attractive. In her memoir, Ann-Margret shared that the role of the female villain in State Fair completely reflected the contrast in her personality. Although she had an innocent appearance and pure behavior, when playing a seductive woman, she transformed into a character that no one could match. The ability to switch between these two images, from angel to devil, created a special attraction that made many people fascinated. Few Hollywood actresses can match Ann-Margret's beauty, but no one can use her charm as delicately and powerfully as she does. She is the perfect combination of the good girl and the bad girl, a trait that makes her the center of attention of men. With her outstanding beauty and talent, Ann-Margret became a prominent sex symbol in the hearts of the audience. Among the powerful men attracted to Ann-Margret, it is impossible not to mention John F. Kennedy. Although famous for his illustrious political reputation and extramarital affairs, JFK was also attracted to Ann-Margret's irresistible charm. Although he was an unfaithful husband, he always knew how to get what he wanted from the relationships around him. One of the most prominent moments in history was when Marilyn Monroe sang "Happy Birthday" to JFK in her famous sparkling dress. However, few people know that Ann-Margret also had a similar moment when she sang "Happy Birthday" to JFK at his private birthday party. This is not only a testament to the strong attraction between her and JFK, but also a mark showing Ann-Margret's special position in the hearts of the public. Besides JFK, there was another name that was even more important in Ann-Margret's life. It was a sparkling love affair, with a special mark, and one could say that it was predestined. The love affair between King of Rock and Roll Elvis Presley and rock princess Ann-Margret. This love affair was not only about romantic moments, but also a journey of self-discovery and artistic career for both. The story begins on a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas, where all miracles can happen. When Elvis was preparing for the movie Viva Las Vegas, he thought it was just a normal project arranged by his talented manager, Colonel Tom Parker. But who would have thought that this was the beginning of a crazy love affair with Ann-Margret? When their eyes met for the first time, it seemed that both of them felt something greater than cinema. Their chemistry was instantaneous, like electric sparks. On screen, Ann-Margret's charming smiles and graceful dance moves captured the eyes of not only Elvis but also millions of viewers. She brought a new breeze to Elvis, helping him realize that life was not only about music and the spotlight, but also about love and joy. As soon as the first scenes began, they were not just actors but passionate lovers. Ann-Margret called Elvis "my soul," a sweet compliment that nothing could compare to. But this dreamlike love affair was not always smooth. A big threat was lurking: Priscilla, to whom Elvis was engaged. While Ann-Margret enjoyed romantic moments with Elvis, Priscilla was at Graceland, worried and jealous. She could only sit and read magazines and imagine Elvis's adventures with Ann-Margret, while feeling angry that her lover was busy with another Hollywood star. But as the saying goes, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Despite Priscilla's troubles, the love between Elvis and Ann-Margret continued to burn. They dated secretly for a year, exchanging romantic love letters, sublime emotions that only they could understand. Besides Priscilla, another formidable threat to the love affair between Elvis and Ann-Margret was Colonel Tom Parker. No one can deny that Colonel was a powerful and somewhat manipulative figure in Elvis's life. He did not care about Elvis's feelings, but was worried that Ann-Margret might surpass Elvis and become a bigger star, something he never wanted. He even interfered with the release of the songs that Elvis and Ann-Margret recorded together. Just like that, the love affair between Elvis and Ann-Margret became a stormy, volatile, and difficult to control. In the end, this love could not avoid suffering. If not bound by commitments and responsibilities in life, perhaps Elvis and Ann-Margret could have gotten married and lived a happy life together. But Hollywood, with its strict rules and demands, sometimes does not let stars control their own destiny. They had to part, leaving behind sweet, but also heartbreaking memories, like a sad movie that no one wants to see. However, their love story is still one of the most famous and heartbreaking love stories of all time, making the world never forget the image of Elvis and Ann-Margret. A love that burned with all its might, but still had to face separation, bringing with it both sadness and beautiful moments. Time passed, although each went their separate ways, they still kept in their hearts beautiful memories of each other. Ann-Margret continued her artistic career and achieved many successes, while Elvis was forever an immortal symbol of music. They were once two shining stars in the Hollywood sky, together creating unforgettable moments. Imagine a small party, where Elvis and Ann-Margret sat together, laughing and reminiscing about the past. "Remember when we danced under the lights in Vegas?" Elvis asked with a big smile. "Yes, those were the best memories of my life," Ann-Margret replied, her eyes sparkling with joy. Ann-Margret's career faced many challenges after she failed to maintain her peak. Unsuccessful films dimmed her star's light. However, despite her declining career, Ann-Margret was not a star to give up. She had a resurgence in the 70s, but nothing could compare to her peak, when she was a sexy and incomparable icon. It could be said that Ann-Margret's golden age was over, but her legacy will live on forever. She had many relationships with powerful men in the industry, from Lou Adler, Bo Belinsky, Jack Gallardi to famous Hollywood playboy Eddie Fisher. However, the man she chose to share her life with was Roger Smith, her manager. Their marriage lasted for 50 years from 1967 until his death in 2017. What is special is that after publicly declaring that Elvis Presley was her destiny, Ann-Margret found a love that lasted her whole life. In her reminiscences of their marriage, she shared that Roger was always there for her and protected her. She believes that they stayed together for a long time because they both wanted it, which proves that even famous sex symbols can give up their lifestyle if they find the right man. Looking back at Ann-Margret's life and career, we can't help but feel proud of what she has achieved. With her talent, charm and unwavering dedication, Ann-Margret has become an eternal icon in the hearts of her fans. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you find the video useful and entertaining, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us grow and bring you more quality content.